You wake up, not because your body is ready, but because the world has already started speaking to you, flooding your senses before your thoughts even form, and somehow, before your feet touch the ground, you already feel behind. There is no shortage of answers anymore, only an overwhelming abundance of them, each one louder than the last, pulling you in different directions until you no longer remember what question you were trying to ask. Surrounded by people yet completely alone, you begin to realize that connection has become something we simulate rather than feel, and clarity is buried somewhere beneath this constant, quiet noise. For a fleeting moment, you see yourself not as who you are, but as a blurred version shaped by everything you consume, and it leaves you wondering when you stopped recognizing your own direction. Even in places designed for warmth and connection, silence feels heavier now, not peaceful, but distant, as if everyone is present in body, but scattered somewhere far away in thought. Everyone seems to have a system, a method, a perfect path laid out for you, yet the more you try to follow them, the more fragmented your own sense of direction becomes. Clarity doesn't come from copying answers, but in a world that never stops offering them, you begin to lose the ability to sit with your own unfinished thoughts. The city shines brighter than ever, selling you dreams in every color imaginable, but behind the light there's a quiet exhaustion that no one talks about. You move forward because everyone else does, not because you know where you're going. And somewhere along the way, movement replaced meaning. You own more than ever before, yet somehow nothing feels like it truly belongs to you, as if accumulation has quietly replaced intention. It's not that you lack choices, but that every choice feels equally uncertain, and the weight of too many options begins to feel heavier than having none. You reach for distraction, not because you want to, but because you don't know what to do with the quiet when it finally arrives. Life continues around you in simple, tangible ways, and for a moment you wonder if clarity was never something to find, but something you slowly stop noticing. There's something honest in that unfiltered joy, untouched by comparison or expectation, and it feels strangely unfamiliar to you now. The world itself has never been in a rush, only the systems we built within it, and somewhere in that difference lies a kind of quiet truth you've been missing. Without constant input, your thoughts feel louder at first, unfamiliar and unstructured, but beneath the noise there is something steadier waiting. Clarity doesn't arrive all at once. It begins as small moments where you stop reaching outward and start listening inward, even if you don't fully understand what you hear yet. Nothing about the world has changed overnight, but something subtle within you has shifted, like a lens slowly coming into focus. In a world overflowing with everything, clarity may not be something you find out there, but something you protect within, one quiet choice at a time, even when everything around you tries to pull you away. You begin to notice the rhythm of ordinary life again, the kind that doesn't demand attention but quietly exists, reminding you that not everything meaningful needs to be loud or urgent to matter. Even the simplest decisions now carry a strange weight, not because they are difficult, but because there are too many paths, too many versions of what could be right. And yet, in choosing less, you feel something unfamiliar, a lightness that doesn't come from having more, but from needing less to feel certain. The moment feels slower, almost fragile, as if clarity requires space to breathe, and you're only now beginning to give it that space. You remember how quickly everything used to move, how urgency felt normal, and how you rarely questioned whether any of it was actually necessary. Now, even the smallest changes feel noticeable, like the world has always been this detailed, and you were simply too distracted to see it. For the first time in a while, you don't follow the crowd automatically, and that simple decision feels more significant than it should. There is a quiet beauty in places that aren't designed to impress, places that exist without needing validation, and somehow that feels closer to truth. It doesn't ask for attention, doesn't compare itself, doesn't try to be anything more than what it is, and still it grows. Not every moment needs to be optimized or avoided, and standing still in the rain feels like reclaiming something you didn't realize you had lost. The world doesn't slow down for you, but your experience of it changes the moment you stop trying to keep up with everything at once. You begin to realize that clarity is not about finding the perfect answer, but about removing what was never essential in the first place. Your thoughts don't feel complete yet, but they feel honest, and that honesty carries more weight than polished answers ever did. There is still uncertainty, but it no longer feels threatening because you're no longer trying to escape it. The noise hasn't disappeared, but your relationship with it has changed, and that makes all the difference. In doing one thing at a time, you begin to feel present again, not divided across countless directions, but grounded in a single moment. It's not a dramatic transformation, just a quiet shift, but it feels real in a way that constant stimulation never did. The world is still as loud and overwhelming as before, but now it no longer defines how you feel within it. Clarity was never something missing from the world, it was something buried beneath everything you kept adding to your attention. And maybe that's the truth of this time we live in, not that we lack answers, but that we've forgotten how to choose what truly matters, and in learning that again, you finally begin to see clearly.